Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 22, and today we're going to be doing another time trial challenge, the third one already within MotoGP 22, and we're here in Assen with the fantastic Shin'ya Nakano on board the Kawasaki ZXRR. So I have an absolute passion, you could say an obsession, with the older bikes such as the 800s, the 900s and even the 500cc, so I could not help myself to jump on this fantastic Kawasaki and give it a try here in Assen. Now, something I will tell you is that there is no one. At the time of this recording, there is 0 people on the leaderboard with this particular category of bike here in Assen, so whatever lap time we do today will be the world record. I take no pride in that, I really assure you, in that one, but still, you guys have a chance of making history and joining me on the leaderboards for the very first time on PC with Shin'ya Nakano here in Assen. So, I hope you do and take me up with this request, because we're going to do a couple of laps here today, around 8 laps, and then hopefully the lap time is going to be tough for you to beat, and then you overcome the adversity and beat me in the end. But let's crack on then, let's give you some pointers, let's give you some assistance on how I managed to get the job done here today in Assen with Shin'ya Nakano. So to the left hand side then we'll go for turn 14 for the very first time of asking, now into the Ramshock, and of course the most difficult part of Assen, the Timmer chicane, as we now go into the right hand side, a little bit gingerly, a little bit tentative, but don't worry, we'll soon nail that as the video progresses. But across the line for our first lap at 1:33.808, but now going firm on the brakes for the hardbox, slamming the rear brake, just sliding the Kawasaki into the first corner there. Not often you hear Kawasaki and MotoGP in the same sentence, is it? Well, now to the right hand side for turn 3 for the Broken, keeping it a relatively smooth acceleration here. You can see me sort of bouncing the acceleration, see in the bottom right hand corner of your screen there, just to try and position the Kawasaki in the right possible spot. And then of course, when we get to Struben, bring on the power on the acceleration. We got a short shift here, ladies and gentlemen. Short shifting is crucial. Now, I will tell you, I do use semi-automatic gears, but when I'm using these particular bikes, it's pretty much just manual. I am still on semi-automatic, but I tend to do all the upshifts and downshifts myself. Sounds a little bit backwards, I guess, but that's just my style, so I guess it is what it is. But coming out to Steckenval, really struggling with the wheelie out that corner. Tried this many times, and for some reason, just couldn't stop the bike from wheeling. But now into De Bolt for turn 9, bringing on the power just gently here, because if you bring it on too abruptly, you will lift the front, so be very careful. There's now going to Mandeven, keep it onto the right hand side for Dukas Loot, and keep it going, keep it going, keep it on the right hand side, and then position it. And this is probably wow, it's such a difficult corner, and it's so fast going into that right hander as well, that you have to position it right. If you position it too early and you touch a rumble strip, it's good night Vienna, so just be very, very careful going into there. But into Ramshock then for the second time of asking, slamming on the anchors for the Timmer chicane, nice and tight to the apex on the rumble strip to the left of it, not quite. Should have gone a bit early on the turn, but for this time we didn't. But across the line it's a 1:33.119, and now we will move into the next couple of laps. So I've gone back into the pits and I've changed over to a soft front and a soft rear this time. The soft medium was a good combination, but I did find that the double soft combination worked so well in the previous time trial challenges that you really can't go against it. Yet to use a hard front or a hard rear, still not sure, but I guess we can try it in another one in the future. And of course, if you have any suggestions, let me know in the comment section down below which track you want me to tackle next, with which rider, with which circumstances if you want to. Let me know in the comment section down below. But for now, going into the Beanslang pretty aggressively there for the right-hander, and now running it a bit deep for the Russian hook. It's a really difficult corners to get right on that one. MotoGP 21 gave me so much issue with that particular set of corners, but I don't seem to be doing too bad in GP 22. But I'll tell you what I did do there is another wheelie, as we now go into the left-hand side here for De Bolt. Not bad, really tight to the apex there, really, really nice with the Ninja here, as we now go to the right-hand side for Mandeven. Oh, a bit out of shape there. You see Nakano just booking and weaving ever so slightly on this Japanese manufactured motorcycle, as we now go into Dukas Loot for turn 11, and the corner I can never pronounce there for turn 12. Really tight to the apex there. That is exactly how you want to do it. Balancing the acceleration with just enough to keep on with the speed, but also not too much to slide the rear. It's around 50 to 60%, and just balancing the acceleration. I'll show you again on the next lap time, but previously we got this wrong. But going into the Timmer chicane, we do it right here, right hand side, left hand side, beautifully done. That's exactly what we want to do in the previous lap time, and across the line it's a 1:32.860. Brilliantly done as we now go into the hardbox for turn 1, slamming on the anchors roughly around the 75-metre line. Difficult corner to get right, and I don't really feel like I got it right on any of the particular chances I did. But for now, we're going into Broken, Not really a track guide there, anything to sort of guide you on where to brake into Ossenbrook, and you just got to try and get it on the feeling. And now onto the left hand side for Struben, there's a pathway just to the right hand side of you. You can use that in the corner of your eye as a good indication when to start calmly and controlled braking into Struben for turn 5. Very difficult corner, that left-hander, but it is a really satisfying overtaking spot as we go into Wienschlang, and now to the left-hand side, just briefly chucking out that left Alpine Stars boot there for Shin'ya Nakano, as we now, a little bit out of shape into Steckenval, but keeping it nice and tight to the apex, upshifting, got to try and upshift a little bit earlier there, just to make sure the bike doesn't want to wheelie so quickly, but firm on the brakes for De Bolt, beautifully done, using the rumble strip as a braking marker, or as a braking guide, as we now go to the right hand side for Mandevin. Going to try and keep it pinned for this next couple of corners, not pinned exactly as full 100%, but producing a good bit of acceleration and throttle without losing too much time. So to the right side, onto the rumble strip, hearts and mouths, almost a breaching invalidation there, breaching the track limits, but we didn't manage it. We actually stayed on board the motorcycle and stayed within track limits as we now go into the final corner for the gear timber chicane, slamming on the brakes, the rear tyre was absolutely sliding there. Wow, that was close. So back over to the pits, get a fresh pair of tyres on, and let's jump out there once more. So once again, 60 metre, 70 metre marker, braking into the first corner. Keep it tight to the apex here, just reduce acceleration ever so slightly as we now bring on the brakes gradually into turn 3. Keep it nice and wide here because you want to then get the tighter apex to the right hand side. 4, there's your little pathway to the right hand side. Brake here, keep it nice and tight. Bring on the acceleration calmly, in control, and what did I say earlier? Short shift. Short shift up here into 3rd, into 4th, into 5th, and 6th if you even make it, just in time for the right-hander here for the Wienschlang. Keep it tight to the apex, but don't go on the rumble strip because you will fall foul, so just keep away from the rumble strip into the Wienschlang. But now into the right-hand side, the corner's giving me a bit of trouble. Let's see if we can short shift this time and stop the bike from wheeling. It's not bad. It's not bad, that. Now into De Bolt, braking just before the rumble strip. You can see it at the right-hand side. Use that as your guide for going into the left-hander of turn 9, up by 0.6 of a second. This is a fan-dabby-dozy lap time, if I do say so myself. Of course, world record no matter what, because there's nobody who's done a lap time here apart from us at this point, as we now bring on the power for turn 12. Keep it to the right-hand side, keep it in, turning in it early. That's beautiful. That is absolutely fantastic. Going on the rumble strip here, avoiding any invalidation and keeping it to the left-hand side now for the Russian Hook for turn 15. No, excuse me, Ramshock for turn 15. Bringing on the power, get the brakes done this time, and we're going to be looking at a 132 or a low 132. Really close, invalidating, really close again. Almost Alvaro Bautista close as we got across the line. It's a 131.998, so we've dropped it into the 131 for the very first time here in this session. I've got to say, I'm impressed with myself so far. That was a really, really close lap time. I actually needed a minute after that one because I thought we were so close to invalidating the lap time so many times. But into Ossenbroken this time, pretty strong indeed. Braking into turn 5, sliding into the 5th corner there. Not where I want to be. I like the tighter apex, but on the contrary, not bad actually to try it going wider there. That might suit your preference a little bit more than mine. I kind of prefer the tighter line, but let me know what you do end up choosing. But for the now, going into the left-hand side for the Russian Hook, getting those corners mixed up, aren't I? As I now go into the right-hand side. Got to get this one right. Do not wheelie. Got to get the upshift. Quick shift, up, short shifting upwards. We're doing better. We are definitely doing better. Braking into De Bolt just before the rumble strip to the left-hand side. Keeping it tight to the apex. A little bit too tight, but we're still good. 0.2 of a second quicker than the previous lap time. So this could be a mid 131 if we do manage to keep it on here. We got to do the old Sam Lowe's hashtag on it, and hopefully we're going to be on it as we go into the right hand side for whatever the corner is called as we go into turn 12, turn 13 over the hog hide, 14, and then into 15. Pretty solid performance this, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to get it right going into the final corner. Then gear timber chicane, beckons DrAce, and hopefully a more improved lap time. Brilliantly done for the right-hander. Not so much with the left-hand side, but we will get across the line and improve the lap time to a 131.618. Pretty damn decent lap time if I do say so myself. So probably a couple more laps in this one then, guys, and I'll try and give you some more pointers. So as we go into Ossenbrook, turn 3, just braking before that little pathway as well, I guess. This could be a good indication to help you guys sort of replicate what I'm doing and hopefully help you beat my lap time towards the end of this session. But we're going to go for that wider line and then try into a tighter apex to see if that improves the lap time. But so far, more or less the same. pretty much the same so far. And of course, just to mention as well, electronic settings down in the bottom right corner of your screen, TCS on 1, anti-wheelie on 2. But to the left-hand side, that is brilliant. That's the best rushing up we've done so far, as we now go into the right-hand side for the second valve for turn 8. Keep it nice and tight to the apex. Short shift, DrAce, that's it. That's it. We've got an extra 10th in this one. Dibble for turn 9, braking a little bit earlier there for my liking, and going on the rumble strip, lost us a very minimal amount of time, to be honest with you. It's going to be absolutely neck and neck with the ghost of DrAce here. Going into Dukas Loop, really tight to the apex. We've got to get turn 12 done right here, as we now gradually bring it in really nice and early for turn 12. We got ahead of the ghost, so we now cut across the rumble strip for Hoghide, keep it nice and tight, brake. There's no problem with trail braking into Ramshook, as we now try and line it up for the final corner, braking very firm for the Geert Timmer chicane just before the pit lane entrance, as we get it right for the right hand, and now for the left hand side. This is going to be absolutely neck and neck. Across the line, it's a 1:31.620. Wow, 2 very quick lap times coming in there from, wow, 2,000 of a second difference. I think the only difference is that we were slower into the first and second split, or maybe the first split, and then losing time into the third split. So other than that, pretty promising stuff. I'm going to make this one the last one, guys and gals, so let's get it right into Struben. A bit too early on the the brakes there, rather, as we went onto the rumble strip for Struben, but we are neck and neck with our transparent friend as we're going to go into the Veenslang in just a moment's time. Get ready to prepare yourself to move it into the right hand side. Of course, it's very difficult to see when the light shines on the track like that, but that is excellent. Going into the Russian hook, just decided to drop down a gear that I wasn't doing earlier, as we know, a bit out of shape for the second valve, but we're still pretty solid. As we bring on the acceleration, that was probably the least amount of wheelie we've had so far. Going into DeBolt, left hand side, nice and tight to the apex, running it pretty well there. We're up by a 10th. Oh, I went too early on the brakes there for Mandevin. Losing a little bit of concentration, a little bit of confidence into that right hand side. Didn't need to, but unfortunately we did on this occasion. So going into turn 12, really difficult going to... Oh, it's a bit too close to the rumble strip. Lord almighty. Usually you just get launched off there, but we managed to stay on board. It's going to be another great lap time as we go into the penultimate corner for turn 15, and we need to get this right for the final corner. Going very hard on the brakes here, sliding the rear like the YouTube promoter, slide into your DMs on Instagram the second you post. Oh, it's invalidated. Oh, that's a bloody good effort, though. Across the line, it's a 1:31.807, so some lap times coming in there that are very, very strong. Well, there you have it then, guys. Our top laps from lap 6 and 7. Lap 5 in there as well. Just trying to keep into the 1:31s. But I've got to be honest with you, I'm happy with that one. Assen's been a bit of a bogey circuit for me, as no matter how much I love this track, I can never seem to get a good lap time. But I tell you what, I'm pleased with that one, so I can't wait to see what you guys can produce next. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, no one's attempted this one, so there you go. Come on in, the water's lovely, give it a try and see if you can beat my lap time of a 1:31.618 with Shin'ya Nakano. But guys, thank you very much for watching the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comments section down below, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.